Meri Brown's alone struggle. Leon's poignant grievance. Meri Brown is currently confronting cancer independently. In her residence, enveloped by solitude, accompanied alone by her cherished son, Leon Brown. The unspoken conflict between mother and son seemed to intensify daily. The most distressing aspect of this predicament is the total absence of Meri's husband, Cody Brown. He has not inquired about Meri even a single time. Overwhelmed by anger and anguish, Leon asserted, "My father, Cody Brown, is inferior to a stray dog. My mother is currently enduring a challenging period, and he has never inquired about her well-being." Leon's grievance escalated as he remarked, "Father finds contentment with Robin today. Yet mother? She languishes in solitude, suffering and weeping. Was this their conception of love? Was this their vow of unity?" Despite these adversities, Meri strives to maintain her dignity. What about Leon? He has remained by her side, steadfast as her mother's shadow, maintaining a firm demeanor despite the tears in his eyes. The mother-son relationship has become the paramount strength in Meri's life. In the serene enclaves of Flagstaff, Arizona, an emotional tempest was unfolding, not of thunder or rain, but of anguish, treachery, and fortitude. Meri Brown, previously a prominent member of the renowned Brown family from Sister Wives, is now confronting the most challenging phase of her life, cancer. The diagnosis arrived unexpectedly. One day, she appeared well, managing her bed and breakfast while concealing the suffering she had long mastered to disguise. Subsequently, she found herself at a physician's office, absorbing words that profoundly unsettled her. Oncology. Complex. Hostile. However, what unsettled her even more than the illness was the ensuing quiet from the man she had referred to as her husband, Cody Brown. As Meri commenced therapy, the residence that previously resonated with familial gatherings, laughing, and aspirations now reverberated with silence. Only one individual persisted by her side throughout the ordeal, Leon Brown, her offspring, now an adult, who had witnessed excessive hardship and granted insufficient forgiveness. Leon, who previously grappled with identity and acceptance, now stood resolute, powerful, intense, and unwaveringly faithful. He became her caretaker, emotional anchor, and protector. "She is not solitary," Leon would assert to visiting friends. "While I draw breath, she shall never experience solitude." However, beneath Leon's courageous facade lay a tumultuous blend of sorrow and rage. One afternoon, while seated beside Meri's hospital bed, Leon succumbed to emotion in the presence of a producer from TLC who had arrived to inquire about her condition. "My father, Cody Brown, is inferior to a stray dog," Leon stated through gritted teeth and tear-filled eyes. "My mother is fighting for her life. He is engaging in domestic activities with Robin as if nothing occurred. Not a telephone call. Not a visitation. Not a single message." The statement rendered the audience silent. The photographer descended his camera. The sound technician wiped her tears. Was this their affection? Leon persisted, his voice trembling. Is this what was promised beneath that church roof years ago? To be present in times of illness and wellness? To perpetually support one another? Meri subsequently listened to the interview during a playback at home. She remained silent. She offered a weary, gentle smile and extended her hand towards Leon. "I am not angry," she murmured. "I am simply unencumbered, ultimately liberated from the futile anticipation of an illusion." The days became increasingly arduous. Chemotherapy sessions exhausted her, rendering her unable of rising from bed for hours. Leon prepared meals, performed household chores, administered her medication, and read her preferred literature aloud throughout her sleepless nights. The relationship between mother and child intensified, becoming independent of external approval and Cody's validation. On a rainy night, when the droplets softly struck the windowpane, Meri gazed at Leon and remarked, "You have bestowed upon me more strength than I ever realized I possessed. If this is the conclusion, I wish for you to understand. You have been my inception, my journey, and my solace." Leon nodded, tears welling in their eyes. "You are not departing yet, mother. We still have 1,000 sunrises to observe together." As reports of Meri's struggle and Cody's disappearance began to spread, admirers flocked to social media. #JusticeForMeri begun trending. Messages inundated from across the globe, correspondence, floral tributes, and prayers. Nevertheless, there was no indication of Cody's presence. Meri, however, ceased to await him any longer. With Leon by her side, she discovered a novel form of strength, not derived from a husband who deserted her, but from a kid who remained, persevered, and loved her through every hardship. In the context of betrayal, Meri and Leon demonstrated a profound truth that transcends any reality television narrative. Love may arise from unexpected sources, but when genuine, it manifests, endures, and remains unwavering. In that modest abode brimming with hope and fortitude, Meri Brown was never genuinely solitary. Nonetheless, as the Arizona sun just ascended, Janelle arrived at the arid expanse of Coyote Pass. Her heart raced with anticipation as she exited her vehicle, blueprint in hand. The land had remained fallow for an extended period. With her children maturing and her yearning for autonomy intensifying, she was ultimately prepared to construct. However, that enthusiasm swiftly dissipated upon her sighting of Cody's truck approaching in a plume of dust. He emerged, shades obscuring his eyes, his demeanor taut even before utterance. "Janelle," he stated, approaching her with a scowl, "I believed we reached a consensus that no construction would commence until we made a familial decision regarding the land." Janelle inhaled deeply. She had anticipated this. "Negative, Cody. You intended to postpone. I have exhibited patience for several years. My savings are secured. The plans have been finalized. I am not seeking your consent. I am informing you that it is occurring." Cody's jaw clenched. "You do not make these decisions independently. This land is collectively owned by us all." "However, none of the others are utilizing their share," she responded. "Christine has departed. Meri is remote. Robin possesses her mansion. Is this parcel of land? It belongs to me. I have waited sufficiently long," Cody exclaimed, raising his hands and elevating his voice. "You will disrupt the entire system. What implication does it convey to the rest of the family if you pursue your own activities independently?" "It conveys my fatigue with your purported leadership," she retorted. "I am fatigued from existing as though I lack significance. I desire roots. I desire a residence, not merely a collective illusion that remains unfulfilled." A hush enveloped them. The sole sound was the wind stirring the desiccated vegetation surrounding them. Cody gradually removed his sunglasses, now gazing directly at her. "Is this genuinely concerning the house? Is it concerning me?" Janelle's eyes filled with tears, yet she remained unblinking. "It pertains to me. Regarding the reclamation of my life. Regarding the preference for stability over disorder. You fail to appear, Cody. You have not done so for an extended period. I have had to exhibit resilience independently. This house represents the subsequent phase in that fortitude," Cody muttered, his tone now more subdued. "I was unaware of your emotional distance." "Neither was I," she replied, her tone composed yet resolute. "However, I am not irate. I am finished with pretense." They remained silent again, years of tension extending between them like the horizon of a desert. Cody finally articulated his thoughts. "If you choose to proceed, I will not impede you. However, I shall not assist you either." Janelle acquiesced. "I never requested that of you." She pivoted, advancing toward the site, the blueprint held tightly against her breast as if it were a guide to a future she was finally constructing alone. Her new base transcended mere concrete. It embodied strength, clarity, and individuality. Nonetheless, on a temperate April evening in Lehi, Utah, Cody Brown first beheld Robin Sullivan. Accompanied by a companion, she attended a church event, adorned in a delicate blue dress and a modest smile that immediately captivated Cody. At that time, Cody was already significantly engaged in his poly-family dynamics with Meri, Janelle, and Christine. However, there was an indefinable quality about Robin that evoked distinct. Robin, a single mother of 3, has experienced her fair share of sorrow. Her initial marriage had inflicted emotional wounds, and she had vowed never to become enamored with a man again, particularly one involved in a plural marriage. However, Cody's manner of speaking to her that evening, characterized by kindness and soft humor, disarmed her defenses. In the subsequent weeks, their paths intersected with greater regularity. Initially, it occurred exclusively in communal environments, family picnics, religious gatherings, and collaborative community service. However, the escalating chemistry between them was undeniable. Robin started to perceive aspects of Cody that were rarely visible to outsiders: his profound dedication to his family, his fervor for living with integrity, and his sincere aspiration to love completely and equitably. Cody was also ambivalent. He cherished his wives, each in a distinct manner. However, with Robin, it seemed as though he was unearthing a novel aspect of himself, a form of spiritual connection he had not anticipated experiencing anew. He broached the topic cautiously with Meri initially, as she was his first spouse and legal partner. Meri unexpectedly endorsed the concept to Cody. Meri remarked, "She is amiable," following her time with Robin. "I believe she would integrate well into the family. If that is your true sentiment, I shall not obstruct you." The romance commenced in a conventional fashion. Cody would travel 4 hours to visit Robin and her children. They engaged in lengthy discussions regarding faith, family, aspirations, and anxieties. Robin was prudent, inquiring extensively about the family's dynamics. She was particularly apprehensive over her children's acceptance. Cody consistently informed her, "My children belong to you. Your offspring belong to me. In this family, we do not engage in half measures." During Robin's inaugural meal with the entire Brown family, an undercurrent of hostility was palpable. Christine exhibited the highest level of discomfort, frequently remaining silent and observing Robin with cautious eyes. Janelle maintained a courteous, yet aloof demeanor. Only Meri appeared amiable. Nevertheless, Robin maintained her composure and endeavored to respect their boundaries. She exhibited openness and vulnerability, refraining from imposing herself at the forefront. Gradually, she commenced establishing her own connections with each of the sister spouses, primarily through individual dialogues and subtle gestures, delivering baked goods, assisting with the children, and participating on family excursions. Cody ultimately made a proposal. Rather than a spectacular romantic gesture, it was a sincere chat late one evening on Robin's porch. They sat beneath the starlight, her children slumbering indoors, when he remarked, "I believe God has brought you into our lives. I would be honored if you would join this family." Robin nodded with tears in her eyes. "I wish to proceed correctly. I wish to engage with your family, not solely with you." Prior to formalizing her marriage to Cody, Robin advocated for an extended engagement to facilitate her children's integration with the other children and to enable the wives to acclimate to her presence. It was unorthodox yet profoundly significant. On her wedding day, the family was together, attired in matched hues, as Robin traversed a modest aisle in a relative's backyard. Tears flowed abundantly, primarily from Cody, who had not anticipated experiencing love so profoundly once more. Years later, Robin would contemplate, it was not an easy journey. Numerous emotions and worries were present. However, I understood that genuine love is not solely about falling, it is really about making a choice. I selected Cody. I selected the family. Although her presence signified a transformation in the familial dynamics, one that would be contested for years, Robin's courting was characterized by authenticity, perseverance, and the conviction that love, when cultivated, could yield something exquisite, albeit flawed. Nonetheless, Christine sat solitary on the creaking porch swing of her Arizona cul-de-sac residence, twilight casting apricot illumination over the Red Rock horizon. The air was infused with the aroma of creosote and desert rain, a fragrance that consistently evoked a sense of new beginnings, despite her lack of readiness to embrace one. Within the house, subdued voices resonated, truly harmonizing with a K-pop playlist upstairs. Michael T engaged in a FaceTime call from Utah, and a deep, recognizable sound emanating from Cody down the hall. Technically, it was no longer her hall. Nonetheless, it was these technicalities that perplexed her this evening. I was uncertain about our divorce status, as she had informed the Sister Wives producer earlier that day. In reality, she remained uncertain. 7 months had elapsed since that narrow November afternoon when Cody, clad in cowboy boots and a half-zipped leather jacket, stood opposite her in the Flagstaff kitchen. The granite island resembled a mountain separating them. "Christine," he said, tucking a strand of tawny hair behind his ear, "I find myself at an impasse. We may offer prayers and advise, although I do not endorse the signing of divorce papers. I perceive marriage before God differently." She had crossed her arms. "Am I to file independently? Shall we be legally married while being spiritually estranged? That is limbo, Cody, not commitment." He had raised his hands. "If you require your liberty, you are already liberated. I liberate you." The sentences appeared lyrical at that moment, nearly biblical. However, there is no reference to the legal aspects, no signatures or meetings with attorneys. "I alone liberate you," which left Christine adrift in an emotional wasteland, oscillating between attachment and detachment. Seated on the porch swing, Christine heard the van doors slam shut. The TLC crew returned to record confessionals. She swiftly wiped her eyes. Mascara was discretionary in her new chapter, yet she still desired to appear composed. Producer Liza ascended the steps first, clipboard in hand. "Christine, if you are prepared, we would like to resume from where we concluded this morning. You expressed uncertainty regarding the official status of the divorce. Could you elaborate on that?" Christine took a breath, stabilizing her voice. "It is intricate. I departed spiritually. I have not filed legally. In my mind, I am liberated. In official documentation, I am Mrs. Brown. And in my heart," she paused, observing Cody's silhouette as it passed by the hallway window. "In my heart, it resembles a patchwork quilt. Certain squares are frayed, while others remain warm." "Are you willing to speak with Cody on camera?" Liza inquired softly. "Audiences seek resolution or understanding." Christine's jaw clenched. "Only if you will genuinely heed this time." The crew repositioned floor lamps and microphones. Cody arrived with arms crossed, though his expression attempted neutrality. Janelle and Robin had opted not to participate, too sensitive, too immediate. Meri momentarily appeared in the doorway before disappearing down the side stairs. Christine confronted him across the coffee table, their knees nearly in contact. "I require clarification on our current position," she stated. "I must articulate the term divorce explicitly, rather than obfuscating it with terms like release and separation." Cody inclined his torso forward, resting his elbows on his thighs. "You abandon the covenant. Indeed, I comprehend your need for legal resolution. Desire? I require it, Cody. I cannot recover in hypothetical situations." He exhaled, a desert breeze entangled in barbed wire. "Let us schedule a meeting with an attorney next week. I will endorse the documents you present. Simply refrain from requesting that I commemorate it." She suppressed a tear. "I am not commemorating. I am clarifying." That evening, after the crew concluded their tasks, Truly stealthily entered her mother's room. She possessed a Polaroid photograph that Christine had overlooked, the day she and Cody acquired matching bicycles, long before the complexities of poly relationships and pandemic regulations. "Mother, should I retain this or dispose of it?" Truly inquired. Christine examined the image, their smiles broad, their helmets askew. She declined with a shake of her head. "Retain it. Memories are not adversaries, dear. Confusion exists." 2 days later, Christine and Cody were seated in a tiny legal office in the downtown area. The fluorescent lights emitted a buzzing sound overhead as a congenial lawyer presented documents. The attorney stated, "An uncontested dissolution." We shall submit today. Each of you will receive a stamped decree within 30 days. Christine signed first, her pen gliding effortlessly across the pristine surface. Cody paused, then inscribed his name below hers. He failed to raise his gaze. The sun outside was relentless and radiant. Christine donned her sunglasses, experiencing a simultaneous sense of vulnerability and resilience, like a cactus blossom following a tempest. She faced Cody. "I sincerely wish you discover happiness." "I trust you do as well," he responded, his voice raspy. "Perhaps you have already done so." Weeks later, cameras tracked Christine to Utah, where she leased a sandstone-hued townhouse in proximity to her older children. She cultivated lavender in terracotta pots and adorned the balcony with fairy lights. One evening, when rosy clouds adorned the sky, she initiated a live video chat with Janelle, her closest confidant. "Amusing," Janelle remarked, drinking peppermint tea. "We shared a husband for decades. We now share an internet connection and narratives of unmarried women." Christine erupted in a hearty, resonant chuckle. And without ambiguity, "I am officially divorced." She raised a toast of sparkling water to the television. "Clarity resembles oxygen, Janelle." Janelle toasted her mug against the camera in 3 states. "To oxygen, sister." At that time, Christine comprehended the distinction between endings and conclusions. Conclusions may be chaotic, sudden, or unresolved. Conclusions, however, necessitate punctuation, a definitive period, emphatic and unequivocal. As twilight transitioned into night, Christine sensed that her narrative had finally reached its conclusion, while the subsequent capital letter, the next new phrase of her existence, awaited just beyond the ellipsis of tomorrow. Nevertheless, Season 18 of Sister Wives was unprecedented. It encompassed not only drama, stress, and transformation, but also laughter, camaraderie, and memorable moments of delight that united the Brown family in unexpected manners. One February morning, the children awoke to a dense layer of snow covering all of Flagstaff. Christine, currently residing independently, disseminated a collective text message to all the spouses, and Cody, Janelle, eager for outside activities, gathered her sons, while Meri opted to participate with a thermos filled with hot cocoa for all. Even Robin, albeit with great reluctance, brought her children swaddled like marshmallows. Cody arrived clad in an oversized puffy jacket, immediately provoking others. "Team Cody will prevail," he exclaimed. The subsequent snowball fight was utter chaos, filled with laughing, screams, airborne snowballs, and tackle hugs. Christine and Janelle collaborated to assail Cody, while Robin inadvertently struck Meri, resulting in an unexpected fit of laughter between the two. For several hours, the stress dissipated, and the family experienced a sense of unity once more. Subsequently in the season, Christine extended an invitation to all for a family fun Friday at her newly acquired residence in Utah. Despite previous discord, they tentatively reached an agreement. The evening featured traditional board games, card games, and a karaoke machine that truly insisted on introducing. Gabriel sang Bohemian Rhapsody with dramatic flair, while Cody endeavored to sing a love ballad that elicited laughter from all the women, particularly when he missed the lyrics. The most poignant moment occurred when Isabel and Aurora collaborated to triumph over everyone in Pictionary. It served as a reminder that despite adult challenges, the children maintained robust sibling connections. In her confessional, Christine subsequently remarked, "I did not anticipate it to feel so warm. We could still share laughter together. That was pleasant." At the season's midpoint, Cody organized a backyard cookout with the intention of enhancing morale. All participants were required to bring their preferred cuisine, with the theme designated as Old School Summer. Robin prepared her renowned spaghetti salad, Janelle contributed her zesty bean burgers, and Christine astonished everyone with a pineapple upside-down cake, Cody's favorite dessert from childhood. The family engaged in a water balloon throw, limbo, and a dancing competition. Solomon and Truly captivated the audience with their performances, while Meri danced barefoot on the grass, exhibiting a freedom she had not displayed in some time. Cody, during an uncommon period of introspection, remarked, "It reminded me of our original purpose. We sought happiness. We desired affection. Despite the changes, I still desire that for all of us." In a poignant subplot, Christine, Janelle, Meri, and Robin were persuaded by their daughters to partake in a sister wives spa day. They visited a local resort for massages, facials, and lunch. There were uncomfortable instances, particularly between Meri and Robin, yet a certain warmth developed between them. Janelle made humorous remarks, Christine recounted her romantic experiences, and for the first time in an extended period, they were not co-wives or adversaries, they were simply women, exchanging memories and aspirations. Christine subsequently acknowledged, "It did not resolve all issues. However, it proved beneficial. It assisted us in recalling our identities beyond Cody." To conclude the season, the family organized a backyard talent event for enjoyment, which was highly successful. Cody performed a juggling act with flaming torches, eliciting screams from the audience. Savannah and Truly performed a comedic sketch that satirized all the parents. Christine and Janelle performed a comedic duet titled Single Mom Life, captivating the audience. Robin played the guitar and sang a lullaby, which moved Meri to tears. The evening concluded with sparklers, laughter, and a serene moment as all gazed at the stars. Christine embraced her daughters tightly and smiled. "Amidst all this chaos," she murmured, "we still understand how to love." Janelle, "It was enjoyable to simply engage in leisure. That was necessary." Christine, "Humor does not resolve all issues, but it facilitates coping." Meri, "I felt acknowledged for the first time in years." Robin, "I anticipate we can experience additional moments akin to this. They are essential for everyone." Cody, "Family is chaotic. Nonetheless, it remains a cause worthy of contention."